Watch your crazy cats and welcome to Dazzle Rebel Rides. Now today, this might be a subject that you might find boring, but trust me, you're going to want to watch it because it is incredibly important, at least if you're watching in the UK, and that subject is motorcycle insurance. Yes, hello folks, and thanks for tuning in once again to Dazzle Rebel Rides. Now, motorcycle insurance, it's in fact insurance full stop. Many people think it's a bit of a scam. You know, it's a bit of a racket because seemingly people charge what the hell they want, and certainly with some companies that does seem to be the case. So it is always worth shopping around. Now, when it comes to motorcycle insurance, it is a little bit more niche, so my advice would be to go with someone who specialises in motorcycle insurance. Don't leave it up to the same company you got your car insured with. They may tell you that you're going to get the best rate, but they're not necessarily going to give you the best rate, and they're not necessarily going to give you the best service either. When it comes to insurance, there is not one size fits all. There ain't one insurance company that does absolutely everything, and does absolutely everything well, and at a reasonable cost, which is why, you know, for life insurance, travel insurance, household contents insurance, motor car insurance and motorcycle insurance, that's basically 5, and also pet insurance. I've got 6 different policies with 6 different companies because they specialise in those individual things. And when I add them all up, they actually came out cheaper than the quote that I got for an all-in-one for, well, it was for most of those things. Not every one, but most of those things. But even when it comes to insuring your motorbike, not all motorcycle specialist companies are created equally. Indeed, there are some who claim to be, and this is me coming from a motorcycle dealer who hears customer stories every single day. I mean, there's probably not one day goes past where I don't hear some kind of story about motorcycle insurance working in a motorcycle dealer. Basically, I can hear, I'm not going to name any particular companies, but there are some companies out there who actually claim to be specialist motorcycle insurance, who have been, I've sold a bike to a customer, for example, and they're on the phone trying to get it insured, and they're telling the customer that that bike doesn't exist, and it's not an obscure bike. We sell Suzukis and Indian motorcycles, and you know, this, sometimes it's for an Indian chief, sometimes it's a Scout, sometimes it's even a Suzuki addressed scooter. And they'll phone up an insurance company and they'll be told, no, can't see that bike on our insurance database, that bike doesn't exist. And you can hear the customer on the phone saying, well, I can assure you it does exist because I'm sat here in the showroom looking at it right now. And then it gets the customer a bit worried, you know, is this a genuine bike? Is it a legitimate model? And you say, yeah, of course it is. It's just that your insurance company is crap. So every single year when it comes up to renewal, I will do a bit of shopping around just to see who gives me the cheapest price. But I will always go back to my company as well, that I've been with now for nearly 15 years probably. And that is BikeSure Insurance, who are underwritten by, it's part of Adrian Flux. And the reason I go back to them is because even if I get a slightly better quote somewhere else, they will always normally match it or beat it. But it's mainly down to the customer service. Now, this isn't a sponsored video, okay? I have to say this isn't been sponsored by BikeSure Insurance. Maybe in the future it will be, but who knows? Right now though, it isn't. But I have found that as far as customer services goes, you always get someone happy on the end of the line, always somebody who actually understands what you're talking about, because they understand motorcycles, they understand custom bikes as well. So for example, if you've modified your motorcycle, even quite heavily, they're normally quite happy to insure you. In fact, when it comes to insurance companies now, if anyone asks who do you recommend, pretty much every single time I will recommend BikeSure, because I know from personal experience they look after you. I would definitely recommend them. You know, when it comes to making a claim, they look after you. I know they looked after me quite a few years ago when I had to make a claim. Luckily, touch wood, not had to make one since, but you know, you never know. I know they've got my back if I need to. But generally, you know, when it just comes to talking about insurance, about what you want out of a policy, They're very easy to talk to, very knowledgeable about their products, and also knowledgeable about motorcycles in general, because they all seem to know some of the rides at least, and a lot of them do actually ride bikes themselves. And so that's why when it comes to recommending motorcycle insurance to a customer, I'll always recommend BikeSure. Now, of course, I realise if you watched all this and you're in a different country to the United Kingdom, then this probably means absolutely nothing to you, because you have different laws and things regarding insurance. But in the UK, you have to be insured by law. If you drive or ride a motor vehicle, full stop, it has to be insured in order to be road taxed, and you can't be on the road without it. And so, because I've been recommending BikeSure to pretty much every single customer who asks for such a long time now, we had a rep come in from BikeSure not too long ago to my workplace, and we've basically been given this dealer code, and I'm going to put that on the screen right now. So if you are in the UK and you're looking for bike insurance, give this number that's on the screen a call, speak to BikeSure, quote that code, and I'll also put those details down in the description of the video, and see if they can quote you very happy. And you know what, I think they will quote you happy. I really do think they will quote you very happy indeed, because they've always been happy with me. They've always made me a happy chappy. I mean, I wouldn't say ecstatic, because I'm never really happy when you've got to spend money for bike insurance, but you know, it's a means to an end to get you on the road, and I know they've got my back if the worst would happen. Simple really, isn't it? But that's the end of the video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, leave some comments down below, and as always, if you like to ride, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye. How you doing? You getting on well with it?